today's video is a little bit different. My husband Patrick, you guys know him, he's super handy. We've gotten a ton of questions about our handstand push-up boards. They look awesome, they work even better. And we just wanted to share with you guys a couple of the things as we've started to build out our garage gym that seem to be essential for us and are also cheap, and you can do them yourself for under $50. And they're aesthetically, they look awesome, and they're also super functional. So we're gonna go through a couple of those with you today, give you our exact measurements and how we did exactly what we did. We're gonna start with our handstand push-up. So we actually have two because we like to work out together. You don't necessarily need two in your house, but it's shiplap that we picked up from Home Depot. So I know Pat searched for the best cost-effective solution, and this is what he came up with.
We looked at a few different options. Kind of one of the conventional was the plexiglass, which is really expensive on its own, and if you have it shipped, it's even more expensive. So large sheets, big enough for a handstand wall, just really aren't very cost effective for a garage gym. So what we've landed on is something that Home Depot sells, and it's just a shiplap. It's actually a laminate, which means it also slides really well for your feet. If it was a real wood, it would probably grab and not be very easy to do handstand push-ups on. But for us, these came in 4-foot pieces, and we cut them in half. So each wall is 2 foot, and it only made for 1 cut a piece for each board. Started with the bottom, each one just layers up on top. And we went personally high enough to where if we were using deficit handstand push-ups or going from parallettes, that we'd be able to still reach the top or not reach the top with our feet. And then we come low enough to where we're not scratching our back or getting in a weird position at the bottom, which for us was about a foot off the floor.
So there's a couple other great reasons to have these. So this is drywall right here. And if you ever come out and your heels hit really hard into the wall, you definitely have the risk of damaging your drywall. So this is gonna protect our drywall, creates a nice aesthetic look. So if you've seen our videos in our office at CrossFit Polaris, we use this exact shiplap for the back wall. So it's just aesthetically pleasing, slides super nice, protects our drywall. One of these we chose to go almost all the way down to the floor, about a foot off, and almost all the way up to the ceiling, about a foot off, to center it right in the middle of the wall. Required 1 box of shiplap, which was only $27. So it's super cost effective and it looks super awesome. We had a little bit left over, which we're actually gonna take into making our wall ball targets to make sure we don't damage the ceiling or the drywall as well, and everything matches and looks super awesome. So with the same shiplap, so from that $27 box that built our handstand push-ups, we had some left over. So now we built wall ball targets as well. So I can take my wall ball, and now I have a really cool target. So I don't hit the ceiling every time, but I have something to aim for, and we're also not scuffing up our drywall or ruining the paint.
All right guys, so one of the things that I think is the cheapest, easiest way to make a huge improvement to your garage gym is putting these floor mount flush hooks inside your rubber matting. So what this allows you to do, you can do banded squats, banded deadlifts, banded bench, and the ring sits inside, so it's not a tripping hazard, it's never in your way, and it's something you never even notice until you're ready to use it, and it's just super easy and convenient to attach a band to. These are recessed, meaning the bottom is what sticks out, and you gotta cut the middle out for that to sit down in the rubber. So what I'm gonna do is mark the outside of this edge with a pencil. And once I've got that marked, I'm gonna cut the center of that out so that I can stick the back of this inside and it'll sit flush in the rubber. It's pretty easy to do. I've got a fresh razor blade, which makes all the difference. If you don't have a new one, it's gonna make this task a lot harder, and I might even need to switch it for the next one. All right guys, so I marked the size of the entire bracket, but I only cut out a piece that's big enough for the recess portion of the back of this to stick in. So I still need a big enough lip for my screws and the outside flange to sit on. So I've got a middle portion that's gone, but I saved enough to where when I put this on, it still sits on top of the mat and not down underneath. But once we've got these cut, installed, and screwed in, They sit flush with the mats, which is super nice because they don't restrict you from doing anything else you would normally do in the gym. And the hooks sit inside. You can flip them up when you want to hook a band to them. So you can thread it through, pull through the other side. Oops. It's like a magic trick.
So just thread and pull.
Now you've got the option to do squats. We could set it up for deadlifts, bench pressing, a whole lot of different options.
Another super cool thing with these is that you can literally just anchor the band to it for anything. So I could anchor it to it and I could do my banded bicep curls. I don't need a heavy kettlebell. I don't need anything else to hold the band down. I could also double it and go do my banded marches. So if I had a weight belt on, I could hook it to my weight belt and I would double the band through here, and then I could do my banded marches, which is gonna mimic the belt squat machine and give you a super awesome glute burn. It's just a super easy do-it-yourself way to create anchors in your floor so you can do tons of new movements.
So I got these at Home Depot. They're called trap door rings, because they fall in like a trap door would. And I think they were $5.50 a piece. They were under $6 for each of these. So if you're just squatting and benching for about $11, you could get a set of these, and with a razor blade, you could get set up. So it's a super cheap and easy way to make something cool in your garage gym.
Another thing under $50 that you guys can get are mats for your garage. So ours are 3/4 of an inch thick, and we have actually a combination of smooth mats and the diamond mats. We got ours from a horse supply store. So in Delaware, Ohio, it's called Cashman's, and they sell used mats, maybe with a couple defects, for $25 per mat, and it's a 4x6 foot mat. There's also brand new mats for $35. So you can get 1 or 2 of them for right around that $50 range, and it's gonna help you if you're doing lots of jump rope, things like that. It's definitely gonna protect your joints. It's gonna protect the flooring in your garage or wherever you're lifting, and it's also gonna protect your plates and your equipment. So I think investing in at least one of these mats, they're 4x6, is really, really awesome. And moving on to another, like a real DIY project, would be parallettes. So we've had these probably for about 8 years. Pat made them. They are 1.5 inch thick. So all they are is PVC pipes that we've put together and we've capped. So the Rogue parallettes are pretty expensive and they're pretty heavy duty. These guys have lasted us about 8 to 10 years, and they're awesome for apps. So you can come down. I do a lot of my L-sit holds on them. So just pressing through, lifting. I can do my shoot throughs. So just pulling my knees through and coming back. I'll do burpees over the parallette so I can hop, and then I would do my burpee, and then I also use them for handstand push-ups and handstand holds and all sorts of deficit things. They're super sturdy, they work super well, and they're much cheaper than the actual parallettes themselves. Our last goal with this gym and kind of being cost effective is to get everything off the floor however we can to create more floor space. We were looking online at a lot of equipment specific hooks, and some of that stuff tends to be really expensive. So we just went to Home Depot and we found some pretty sturdy hooks, and we screwed them into the walls, into the beams, and we're able to hang our backpacks and things like that, our chalk bucket, and just slowly lift stuff off the floor. So one, it feels like everything has its own spot, so it feels clean and it feels organized. So when you're working out, it doesn't feel like chaos or cluttered. And then two, it just creates more floor space. So if Patrick and I are working out in here together, or hopefully when the social distancing is over and we can have our friends over, there will be plenty of space for all of us to get great workouts in and not feel like we're tripping or stumbling over lots of equipment laying all over. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We brought this to you because we were getting lots of messages asking what we used for our handstand push-up wall. And we also wanted to share with you guys what we're learning as we start to build out our garage into our gym. These are a few of the things that we think are essential. 1, for protecting your walls, 2, for protecting your equipment, and 3, aesthetically, they look awesome and they make us really enjoy being in our garage gym. I hope you guys can take a few things from this. If you have comments or questions, make sure to put them below. We'll answer anything and everything that you guys ask, hopefully. And yeah, we can look forward to bringing you another video. Have a great day.